Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to give my 2 cents on the whole Tom King leaving Batman controversy fiasco. What is it? Is he really leaving? Is it all BS? Is it all misdirection? Is DC playing mind games with us? Are they teasing us? What's going on? Well, let me give you my 2 cents worth. And I gotta say right out of the gate that I've said it before and I'll say it again. Tom King is a great one-shot writer. His Batman Annual 2 is fantastic. He can tell self-contained stories, one-shots that are really good. But his Batman narrative, dragged out and on for 71 issues. He wants to make it more than even 106 issues. First it was 100, then it was 103, then it became 106. And I guess DC said, you know what? We've had enough. We're cutting you down to 85. Get your affairs in order. You're out of here. At least that's what the rumor is. Maybe it isn't. I'm sure it's been exaggerated, etc., etc. But whatever it is, I think it's fair to say that whatever direction Tom King has, it's clearly not in sync with where the rest of the DC universe is going. Now, just a number of things here. First of all, let's establish one thing. Because one thing we have to deal with, one of the elephants on the wall here is sales, okay? First thing we have to accept as fans is that even a monkey can write Batman and it's going to outsell 90% of all other comic books, right? I'm going to say that again because you heard me right. Even a monkey could write Batman and it would outsell 90% of all comic books out there, right? You know, debate me, please. We all know that's the case. I'm going to continue to buy Batman. I recently said on issue 71 of Batman that I was going to stop reviewing it because I was tired of it going nowhere. Because I'm not a big fan of King's direction. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to continue to buy Batman because I'm a lifetime collector. And yes, if a monkey wrote Batman, I would collect it. King writes Batman, and I'm still collecting it. I just might not review it. Alright? That's one thing that a monkey and Tom King might have in common on Batman. I wouldn't review either of them. Although I might give a monkey an extra shot. In any event, that's the first point. Second point is, I want to give some credit to Tom King. You see, Tom King is wearing out his welcome. And I say that with respect. And I want to give an example as a compliment to Tom King here. His Batman and Wonder Woman, this is the Wedding Album Deluxe Edition. And it consists of Batman issues 24, 44, and issue 50. And what's great about it is that in 3 issues, this encapsulates essentially 3 issues of Batman. Batman's 24, 44, and issue 50. And you could consider it almost a self-contained tale. Because it has the first part of the I Am Suicide arc with Gotham Girl, where Batman basically tells Gotham Girl that I do this to be happy. I try to be happy as Batman and I always fail. And he's trying to get Gotham Girl to make up her mind. He's getting Gotham Girl to abandon a life of being a superhero because being a superhero, using her superpowers is going to kill her. And Gotham Girl is asking him questions. And Batman comes to the realization that while he's always trying to be happy and he's failing, he keeps doing it anyway. And at the end of that, he asks Selina to marry him. And ultimately, we know from Batman 50 that Selina leaves him because Selina believes by the end of issue 50 that a happy Batman, that he can't be an effective Batman and a good and a good husband, and she feels it's in the best interest of all the people that Batman protects for them not to be married. So I'm ridiculously oversimplifying that, but that's really the central message here, okay? And now, what's my point of telling you this? My point is this. The story that Tom King has always repeatedly said he is telling has already been told, and it's encapsulated right in the Wedding Album. That's it. He's got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. It's because you could consider this story, the end of Batman 50, you know at some point the status quo is going to be maintained. At some point, even if Batman eventually marries Catwoman in issue 150 under Tom King or whatever it is, because he's sort of like Trump, he doesn't want to get voted out, right? He just won't leave, right? So you gotta force him out because he's gonna keep on writing a relentlessly depressing Batman. And how does he break it up? Well, it's really simple. You create the illusion. You have a 5-issue Nightmare story arc where you get guest artists on there and tell individual one-shot stories that are completely out of continuity because they're all happening in a dream. Well, that's one way to drag things out and continue to tell stories. That way, you can entertain me. Look at the example of Lois Lane and Catwoman in a hot tub in the Fortress of Solitude. Awesome, fantastic. Where's it going? Who cares? It's Lois Lane and Catwoman in a hot tub. Right on, right? But if you're actually someone who's looking for a story of a longer narrative, it's not going anywhere. It's just Batman having a nightmare. And guess what? To what point? What's the larger narrative purpose? Well, it's really simple. Batman wants to psychologically break down Bane wants to psychologically break down Batman, and that's exactly what Bane has done. He's already done it. Bane did that at issue 50. We're now at issue 71. We're 21 issues after the wedding issue. 21 issues. And Bane is still playing games with Batman, and we're still not any narratively farther ahead. Batman is just as incapacitated psychologically as he was at the end of issue 50. We're not moving. The storyline isn't moving, people. Issue 71. Now people are whining that he's going to have to truncate his story to issue 85? What, are you kidding me? He's got another 14 issues on top of that? And he can't finish his story? There are people out there worried that he can't finish a story? In 85 issues? People got to put this in perspective. I think what happened here is that, DC editorial, Tom King called him up and wanted to have a meeting, and boom, they had a meeting, and Tom King told him something that he thought for sure was going to blow their minds, because after all, everything Tom King so far has done is blow their minds. Not true, actually, because as I said before, point number one, even a monkey can sell Batman comics. Right? We're still going to buy it. That's a fact. So, let's back up. 85 issues to tell a story. You're at issue 71 now. What are you going to finish? We already know how this is going to end. It's either going to end with Batman and Selina getting married, or the status quo is going to return and we go to the next writer. We get it. But in the meantime, what's the point, Tom? Mr. King, what is your point? You've already made your point that a happy Batman can't be an effective Batman. And you're going to end on the point that a happy Batman can be an effective Batman if he's loved. And he puts love first, and usually love as the power. That's going to be the thematic. That's going to be the theme. None of this is rocket science. I fully expected we were going to get you quoting poets and quoting Shakespeare again for another 14, 15 issues, 100 issues, whatever, to finally make the point that a happy Batman can in fact be an effective Batman. Which is contradictory to your initial point in issue 50, where Selina determines that a happy Batman, if he's happy with me, he's not going to be a very good Batman to protect Gotham, therefore I'm going to leave him. That's the point. That's where we're going, and we know you're going there. And because we know your central point, there's no excitement around it. That's why there's no excitement. All there is frustration. Why is there frustration? Because we know where you're going, but you're never getting there. You're getting, issue 71 we're at. You're going to be getting another 14 issues to 85. And you actually have fans out there that are bitching about it. They want you to be able to finish your story. What story? What story? You mean the one you already told and the one I just summarized? I don't need the rest of your story. I already know it. So, I don't know. People have got to sort of step back and say, hey man, look. Thank God we got Tomasi on detective. We got effective, fantastic detective, skilled Batman and detective. With great rogues gallery. With a lot of excitement and fun. We got Snyder hitting out of the park with The Last Night on Earth. Whatever that is, and then Justice League, Batman kicking ass in Justice League. We got Batman love all over the place. It's okay to truncate this story in the pages of Batman. It's even more effective that way. And also, just a little bit of history there for you people who have probably been collecting Batman in your mind for so long. How long have you been collecting Batman for? Have you been collecting Batman for, I don't know, the last 71 issues? If you have, you don't know what it's like to have somebody else write Batman. It might shock you to actually learn that the most classic runs in the history of Batman, that's going back to 1939, are usually 1 to 3 issues long, usually no more than 6, and a handful are no more than 12 issues long. Those are the most classic Batman stories of all time. Now you want to talk about classic Batman runs, which people like to talk about? Well, you can do that. But the fact of the matter is that you can talk about how much you love Grant Morrison's run on Batman. But what people most remember about Morrison's run is Damian. And that's limited. And there's about 10 to 12 issues there that really encompass the embodiment of that. And the same thing goes for any run, whether you're talking about the X-Men, with Grant Morrison's running X-Men, or you talk about Josh Whedon's running X-Men, you're usually looking at 12 to 24 issues. So I say that as an example because we look at Tom King, and what do we got with Tom King? We got 71 issues. Sometimes a change of character is what you need. Your Sheriff of Babylon was great. It was also 12 issues and it was over. Your Omega Man was great. It was also 12 issues and it was over. Your Miracle Man was great. Mr. Miracle was great. It was 12 issues and it was over. Okay? Your Batman? You've had 12 great issues of Batman. Sporadically scattered out, but you've had 71 of them, including a couple annuals. Maybe it's time for a break. But no, you're not getting a break. Good news, Tom. You don't got 12 issues left. DC's giving you 14. And I know you can hit it out of the park with 14 issues because I've seen you do extraordinary things with 12 issues, with Omega Man, Vision, Sheriff of Babylon. I know you're capable of great things. So do it. Focus. Do it. And I know that if you do that, there's no question in my mind. We didn't need these last 5 issues of a Nightmare story. We didn't need 5 issues of Batman having a dream. As much as it's nice to see Amanda Carter, again, Lois Lane and Catwoman in a hot tub. Ooh, wonderful distraction, and it was. But guess what? It creates a smoke screen to try to get us to forget the fact that King's main storyline is dragging out and going nowhere. It's like being in a round room and trying to find a corner to piss in. You know? It's a total exercise in frustration. Enough already. Tom King, you're a great writer. I'm confident that you can wrap up your storyline. I want you to wrap up your storyline in another 14 issues. Please end it. Even if DC is playing a practical joke, even if this is all a practical joke and they're gonna let you continue on and do whatever you want to do, voluntarily quit. Just end at issue 81, please, and just move on to something else. Just pretend you were let go. You got an exclusive contract. You can do whatever you want. Why stay on Batman? Really? I mean, DC doesn't care about you. I don't know if you were lying about the wedding issue, or maybe DC screwed you over too, Tom, and you took a bullet for the editorial team. All the power to you, man. You're a great writer, right? But it's over, man. The home is called. They need you to go back, all right? You know what I'm saying? You're too old for Batman right now. Just get off the title. And my rant is over. Good God. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, except for one other thing. Have a good weekend. Comic Boom out.